everybody, welcome to Math Monsters. Today you will be solving some word problems that'll get you started with some basic fractions. A fraction contains two numbers, and the two numbers have a slash or a line in between. Sometimes it's with a slash and sometimes it's with a line. And the upper part of the fraction tells you parts of the whole, and the bottom part of the fraction tells you the whole. So if that doesn't clarify your questions, then let's move on to the video right now. Basic fractions word problems. These might be a bit hard for you guys at first, but you guys are going to nail this and you are going to have so much fun after you learn it. So before we get started with the first word problem, I just want to go over some important vocabulary that we will use in this video. So this page pretty much just tells you the parts of a fraction and what a fraction is. So the top part of a fraction is called the numerator. What is a numerator? A numerator is the amount which is being shaded from the total amount. So being shaded is only one of the stuff a numerator could be, but it really could be anything. Say for example, you have a cake and you cut it into many slices, and you take a few of the slices. The amount that you take is the numerator, if you want to write that part in a fraction. So if you think about it, that is pretty much considered as parts of a whole. And the denominator is the total amount, which is the whole. So the numerator are the parts of a whole, and the denominator is the whole itself. And now, what is a fraction? So fractions represent parts of a whole and the whole. So in a fraction, there are always only two numbers, and there can be a line in between the two numbers, or sometimes it would be a slash. There isn't really a straight line option on my keyboard, so I used a slash in this video, but always remember that is the same as the line in this fraction shown here. Now let's move on to the first word problem. Rachel draws a circle and divides it into 6 equal parts. She shades in 4 parts. What fraction of the circle is shaded? Express your answer in the simplest form. So she shades in 4 parts. So remember, the parts that are shaded in is the numerator. So 4 would be the numerator. And 6 is the whole. It is split into 6 equal parts, so 6 would be the denominator. And that is what we've done so far. And if you want to combine them into a whole fraction, then what will it be? The numerator goes on the top and the denominator goes on the bottom. So that means it would be 4 line 6. And how you read a fraction is like this. So say for example, in this case, it is 4 over the line and 6. You could either say that as 4 over 6, or you could say it as 4/6. I prefer to say it 4/6. So the entire fraction would be 4/6. But it says express your answer in the simplest form. That is the hardest part in my opinion. So, if you want to express it in the simplest form, then you would need to learn GCFs. So GCF stands for greatest common factor. And so a common factor is a number that 2 or 3 numbers can be that any set of numbers can be divided by. And here there's only two numbers because a fraction always has only two numbers, 4 and 6. So you need to find out a common number that both of them can be divided to. So 4 and 6. I'll give you some time to think. That's right, they both can be divided by 2. And is there any common factor that's greater than 2? No. So that means the GCF for both of them is 2. Now you figured out the GCF. Now what? So once you figure out the GCF, you need to divide both the numerator and the denominator by that GCF, in this case, which is 2. So 4 is the numerator, and 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And 6 is the denominator, and 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So now what do we have? 2 line 3. And how do you express a fraction? 2/3, or 2 over 3. But I recommend you to say it 2/3. So now we have our answer. And you might be wondering, both of those have a common factor of 1. But the thing is, you have to exclude 1. 1 isn't an option when you do stuff like this. So you can't use 1 as a common factor. So now we figured out our answer at last. 2 over 3, 2/3. 2/3 is the fraction of parts of the circle which is shaded. Great job, guys! I know that was a little tricky, but I hope you kind of got the steps now. Let's move on to the next word problem now. Jackie had a chocolate bar. He cut it into 9 equal pieces. He takes 4 pieces and his friend takes 2 pieces. What fraction of the chocolate bar is left? Write your answer in the simplest form. In this, it is a little harder because there's one little extra step. So we already know that he cut it into 9 equal pieces. And so that means 9 is the total. And Jackie takes 4 pieces and his friend takes 2 pieces. So that means both of them together would be the numerator because those are the parts of the whole. Actually, we shouldn't start forming our fraction yet. Forget about all of that. So he takes 4 pieces and his friend takes 2 pieces. So that means if you add those both together, you get 6. And that is how much they took. So 6 is the parts of the whole and 9 is the total. If you want to figure out how much is left after they took it, you would need to subtract 6 from 9. So 9 minus 6. 9 minus 6 equals, that's right, 3. And now you got the numerator. 3 is the parts of the whole and 9 is the whole. Notice how the whole stays the same. So now you figured out our numerator and our denominator. So you have 3 as the numerator and 9 as the denominator. So now you have 3/9. Oops, in this there's a teeny tiny typo. So in this it says 4 plus 2 equals 6. So 6 is the numerator, but it shouldn't say so 6 is the numerator. it should have just stopped right here. 4 plus 2 equals 6. But that was a small typo. Sorry, guys. But 4 plus 2 equals 6, and 9 minus 6 equals 3. So 3 is the numerator. The complete fraction is 3 over 9. And what is the GCF for 3 and 9? The greatest common factor. What common factor can they both be divided by? And what is the greatest of all those common factors? Actually, in this there is only one common factor. And did you figure it out? And remember, it can't be 1. That's right, 3 is the GCF, the greatest common factor. And if you divide both numbers by 3, first let's start with the numerator, which is 3. And 3 divided by 3 obviously equals 1. And now let's move on to the denominator, 9. And 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So we got 1 as the numerator and 3 as the denominator. So what is that? 1/3. And in this there are slashes, but a slash doesn't always represent a fraction. A slash can also be meant as a division sign. So just remember that. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1 and 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So the complete fraction is 1/3. Great job, guys. We got our answer. The fraction of the chocolate bar which was left is 1/3. Great job, guys. You nailed this. You guys did a wonderful job doing fractions. And I hope you kind of got the hang of it. I know those might have been a bit hard for the first try, but don't forget, keep practicing and keep doing math. Until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon below to get notified for some more engaging videos. Bye!